Okay, hello, and I'm the Dave, and this is a guide on how to make a modded Minecraft instance. Let's see our birthday on that. The second attempt we had some issues, so I'm just going to roll back what I've said and start a bit from scratch because we haven't done too much. So let's take us back to that. Okay, right. So the first step you need to do is you need to Google for Cursed Voice Minecraft. The first result you'll get will be www.curse.com/games/Minecraft. Now there is many Minecraft clients that you can use. This is the one I recommend. It's easier to update mods, it's easier to keep the mods in check, etc. I'm not going to provide a direct link to this because I want you to Google for it to make sure that you are getting a genuine copy, because you will have to put your Minecraft details into it. So I don't want to provide you a link that could be compromised, etc, etc. Now curse.com is also mods.curse.com. They are used by a lot of the mod developers to actually host the mods. So let's see. My preview window's gone completely kaput. Snufflebunz, is it working now? Right, I'm going to assume it's working and carry on. Okay, so we click on here. You'll get this page come up. Again, make sure it's the official one, make sure it's all legit. You click download now, and you'll download the Curse client. Now I've already got it installed, so I don't need to do it. Ah, right, so it wasn't my end. Phew! Okay, I kind of needed to restart the video anyway because I made a bit of a hiccup towards the start. Okay, right. So when you finish installing the Curse Voice pack, Curse Voice Minecraft thing, you'll get this. This is their client, their beta client, and you'll see the Minecraft symbol at the bottom. Click on that. Follow in the instructions you've got on here on how to set up your account, etc. If there is anything. Right, you won't see these free. These are free that I've created. So what you want to do is go to Create Custom Profile. I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call it Tutorial. You then choose what Minecraft version that you want. Now, I want to play Minecraft 1.89. I'd love to play the ones higher up, but I know that the mods aren't ready for that. The mod's only just basically ready for 1.89. If you want the most mods, the most choice, go for 1.710. Alright, so we go 189. Now it automatically chooses the latest version of Forge. Now this is not the recommended build of Forge, but it's the most recent one. If we get any issues, we'll roll it back to the recommended one, which off the top of my head is 1722, which is that one. So there's been a lot of changes since. Okay, so we say OK to that, and you should see a new thing pop up there. You can change the image like I've done there. Right, let's make sure it works first, so we just hit play on it. Again, you'll be very familiar with this screen. Click play. Now it is optimized. Yes, I want Scope to quit. I told Scope to quit ages ago. It is optimized for mods, so you don't have to change any of your RAM settings or anything like that. I do recommend Java 1.8. Right, you see how fast that loaded up? It won't be loading up that fast once we finish studying mods to it, believe me. Alright, so we now know it works. Okay, so now you want to click on get more content. So if you're on this screen again, click on the mod. Don't click on the play, but click on the mod, on the instance, and you want to click get more content. Now it will show you all the most popular ones. So let's increase that. We're going to install Wala, Journey Map, Tinker's Construct. Love Tinker's Construct. You'll notice it installed Mantle there. It should install any APIs that are required for the mods. So by installing Tinker Construct, we needed the Mantle API, and it's installed it automatically. Alright, inventory tweaks I'm not a big fan of. I do like storage drawers, I like extra utilities. So we're going to go through these. We're going to add a fair few. I'm not going to add all the mods that I plan to add in-game straight off while we're doing this, because I think that would be slightly counterproductive. Okay, iron chest, that's always a good one. Pam's mod, she's a genius for making these mods. Farmcraft, love Farmcraft. You see I accidentally clicked on Farmcraft itself, so we'll go back. Right, and click the install button. Blood magic, yeah, that's fun. Computer craft is cool. I want to add a few just to show you some of the other things as well. Buildcraft, awesome mod. Right, we want to add one that adds various metals in as well. Let's see. Biomes of plenty. Biomes of plenty is essential when you're making a mod pack. Biomes of plenty, you just need it. Fast leaf decay, I quite like that one. Buildcraft compatibility. Oh, what have we done here? Okay. Yeah, if it goes blank, just scroll up and scroll down. Mayor's doors, another awesome one. These are ordered in how many people have downloaded them. So obviously the most popular ones will be right at the top. Farmcraft, that is a good mod. It gives me some issues normally, but it's a good mod. You want just enough items. If you're not familiar with 1.89, just enough items is not enough items. Basically, it's the redo of it by a different developer, because it's not enough items is not available for 1.8. Right, Project E, it's a very cheaty mod, but we'll have it. Come on, we need something that adds more ores. Botany, there we go. I didn't actually want that one. Adds a skyblock mode. Right, but I'll show you how to get rid of a mod soon as well. So, my phone beeping at me. I'm being retweeted. Thank you for the retweets, guys. Right, McKay's furniture mod. That's another one I like. Modular power suits. I like that one. Okay. Right, so I happen to know there's a mod called base metals. And I can just add that. It's got a lot of ores. We put metal in. I wanted metallurgy has been updated, but no. Okay, so we'll add base metals. Now, once you've added the mods you want, obviously you'll probably be sort of adding tons and tons of other mods. If you didn't want a mod, you can either remove it or you can turn it off. So I didn't want Botnia, Garden of Glass. I just wanted Botnia. Botnia Garden of Glass required Botnia, so it downloaded it. I'm just going to click that and it makes it disabled. And I'm going to show you what that's actually doing a bit later. Alright, so once you've added the mods, hit play. Nothing is configured at the moment. Okay, snufflebunz, and thank you. Yeah, this video will be put onto YouTube later too. That way you guys can skip the boring parts. Not that there's going to be any boring parts. Okay, alright, so this time it's going to take a little bit longer to load up. It does its little thing. In the olden days, we didn't know what it was doing. We'd just see the Mojang logo. Yeah, when I was a lad, we just had the Mojang logo. We didn't know what was happening in the background. We just had to sit here and hope it worked. And to be honest, I'm hoping that we get some issues. Oh, you'll definitely see more of me. Offers for me? See, that sounds scary. Okay, right, so let's see. So as you can see, 38 mods loaded. If we click on mods, you can see all the mods there. Alright, so now the game is loaded and it's loaded the mods. What's actually happened in the background is it's created config files for each mod. So what we want to do is quit game. And we want to come up to here to the little dots at the top here, which is actually a menu. And we want to choose Open Folder. I'll go through the other options there later. Alright, so let's shrink this down, and it should have opened a folder, there we go, called This PC, Documents, Curse, Minecraft, Instances, Tutorial. Now this is the instance of Minecraft. So if we go into mods, we can see all the mods here. Now, whenever I said that when you click the little tab, it disappeared, it disabled it, all it actually does is rename it to .disabled, so you can do that manually. Ah, cool. I shall definitely get in touch with you about that snufflebunz later then. I don't know how long this stream's going to take, so it might be much later or it might even be tomorrow. Okay, right, so Garden of Glass, as you can see, is disabled, so it won't load that. Minecraft will not load that, so that's good. We could just delete it, but we'll avoid it. And you'll notice there's baubles, which has gone into 1.89 folder. Okay, right. We want to go into config. Now, let's see, if we go to buildcraft and we look at this. There is one other thing you need. I do apologise. Alright, you want a program called Notepad++. Alright, which is this. It's my recommended text editor. Now you don't need it, 100% you don't need it, I just recommend it. Okay, you can get away with any text editor, but Notepad++ has got my vote. That's an awesome little editor, and it's free. You don't have to pay anything. All I'm showing you, you don't have to pay for. Basically, obviously you have to pay for Minecraft, but if you didn't pay for Minecraft, that's piracy, and this will not help you. You know, buy Minecraft, it's worth every single penny. Okay. So with Notepad++ installed, we can right click these and go to Edit with Notepad++. These control how the mods work. Oh, as my computer starts to boot up, there we go. Oh, alright, what we're looking for is world gen, but we can change any of these. So it's going to look very scary at first, but here we go, world gen. Now, what I was looking for was whether Buildcraft added tin or copper, and at this stage it doesn't. Right, so let's close all but this. No, there we go. Right. So if you had added forestry, say you're making a 1.710 one, I don't think there's forestry for 1.89. Let's just have a quick check. I'm pretty sure that would be at one of the top of the lists. Yeah, no forestry. So railcraft, again, I'd have thought that would be at the top of the list. No. Okay. So, I know what we can add. I know what will show it. Let's add Neotech. We're going to have to reboot the server up again. So we go back, go play, because there will be no Neotech config file at the moment. If I go in here, there's no Neotech. If I push N, nothing's going to happen. So we hit play. We'll leave this up. We should see it pop up. I'm also going to show you what to do when you get some errors. There's a fair few that I can think of that will pop up as you add lots of mods. Now, do you see Neotech just appeared there as the game loads up? It loads that. I don't recommend editing them while the game is loaded. For one, it will not change anything until the game reloads. During the loading sequence, it actually looks at the config file. If it doesn't find a config file, it creates a config file. If it finds it, it loads all the details from it. Okay, right, so we'll quit again. Now, if we go into Neotech, and we right click it, edit with Notepad++, and it's saying that this one's been changed because Minecraft loaded it itself, so it changed its date. Right, we can see world generation, generate copper at the max level, minimum level, vein size, etc. Generate lead, generate silver, and tin. Okay. So if we come back to our config files and we go back to where's base metals? There we go. There's base metals. If we edit with Notepad, typical. That one's not showing it. where has base metals put its stuff? It's put it in ore spawn. There we go. Base metals. You notice this is a JSON file. Again, just open it with Notepad++. It will look a bit differently, but this is another reason why I like Notepad++. You can see it broken down quite easily. Alright, so copper, silver, tin, lead, zinc, mercury. So right now, if we were to load up Minecraft and play it right now, in the world you would have two types of tin. One type for base metals and one type for neotech. That's not ideal. No one likes that. So what you'd do is you'd go into whichever one you want to disable, and we're going to disable neotech because we're going to use base metals as our main one, our go-to ore gen. So if we go to neotech and we say false to lead, because we know that this generates lead. There we go, there's lead. Now we go back to neotech. Right, where are we? Silver, again false, base metals does silver. Generate tin, again false, because we know that generates tin. Okay, so that's all of them. Oh, copper, again false, because we know it generates it. What you can do is make sure you save it. Always make sure you save it. What we can do is we can say to ourselves, right, well, we've got a mod that definitely needs copper and tin. We want them to be a bit more common because they're going to be used for a lot of things. So we look through here, common blocks like copper ore. So maybe we want the size of the copper ore to be 9. Yeah, just increase it a little bit. Tin, maybe we want to make that more frequent. You know, increase that to 11 or 12. All the details up here should tell you the maximums and minimums, etc. Nickel ore. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to make it so increase the size of copper to 10. I'm going to increase the size of tin to 10. I'm going to leave the others as they are. So basically what we're saying is when you create a block of copper or a block of tin, we want there to be 10 blocks of copper instead of 8. We're keeping the frequency the same, and it will explain about the frequency here. Variation, right, so we can also say it's between, so variation is 4, so it'll be between 6 and 14. You gotta read these basically to understand what the limits are and what you can do. Frequency, number of deposits per chunk can be less than 1, e.g. 0.5 for 1 deposit every 2 chunks. So frequency there is 10 deposits per chunk. That's pretty darn common. They really want to sort of flood you with copper there. But hey, yeah, that's fine. I'm getting a lot of things popping up on my phone. Bear with me while I just make sure it's nothing I've got to respond to. Pretty sure it's not. Right, yep, we're fine. Okay. So we save base metals. Now, while we're in these config files, so let's go back to our ore spawn, go to config. We can have a look through buildcraft machine muse. Machine muse automatically pulls out recipes, and it's not at the moment, so we'll deal with that in a bit if we get an issue. Okay, Morpheus. If you're running a server, Morpheus is pretty much essential. It controls basically how do you put it? If you've got 4 people on your server and the default setting of 50%, if 2 of them go to sleep in a bed, it will turn to day. From nighttime to daytime. Without Morpheus, all 4 people on your server would have to go to sleep for it to turn it to day, which is not ideal when you get a lot of people who are AFK or they might be mining so they can't go to sleep. I normally set this to 10%, so just 1 person can go to sleep. 1 in 100. If you've got more than 100 people on your server, then you don't need my guide. You're already doing something majorly right. Sorry, 10 in 100, so 1 in 10. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Basically, if 1 person out of every 10 goes to sleep, then it's going to turn it to daytime. Again, you can change the text. and always click the save button. Okay. If we go to storage drawers, edit, and we can change any of these settings we want as well. We are going to add a few more mods to see if we can get some issues. One of my favourite mods is Psy, very complicated mod to play. Dot products for Psy, okay, cool. We've already got extra utilities, haven't we? Yeah. Extra golems for Photocraft, yeah, why not? Oh no, that's extra golems, that's normal extra golems. Intangible is another big one. Come on, we want some we want some crashes basically. Let's have a look at featured again. Let's go by popularity. Oh, let's close that. Right, so popularity. Scan through, have some coffee. Dentals, that's always a fun mod. RF tools, very fun. Now you notice we've got baubles. I showed you we've got baubles in 1.89 folder, but we don't actually have the baubles installed as far as this is concerned. If we were to install it like this, we'd then have duplicates. Basically the game is automatically downloading baubles. Right, and that's important. That's something you need to remember for something I'm going to show you later in the video, because I'm going to show you how to share. Yeah, once you've made the instance, I'm going to show you how to share it with your friends as well as to make the server. Okay, well, this is cool. That's been installed. Pneumatic craft, yeah, let's install pneumatic craft. If you've got pneumatic craft, it's a good idea to have the in-game wiki. Pets, not enough clients. Let's see. Okay, we'll install that one as well. That just creates a test dummy. Fomic infusions, that's always fun. Okay, so I'm just literally just throwing mods in at the moment. I'm hoping we get a crash. There's no more recipe conflict. Awesome mod. If you're using a normal crafting bench, when you go to make something, which say for example, say Photocraft has added a metal pole, and the metal pole is a row of iron bars, iron ingots in the middle to the bottom. Okay, I don't know if that is a recipe or anything, but just say that's a recipe. Alright, then say you've got Tinker Construct, and it says an iron handle is a row of iron ingots from middle to the bottom. When you go into normal game without this mod, when you go to build anything, any crafting bench, anything, will come up and say, well, that recipe is that. And you're like, no, I don't want the handle, I want the other thing, I want the pipe. With this mod, when you're using a basic crafting bench, you'll get this little thing here with the arrow, and you can flick between the two different recipes. Very essential if you're using a lot of mods. I will have to do some mod spotlights at some point. Alright, we're going to install this light overlay reloaded for reasons that I'm going to come to when we do the server one. Easy storage, that's quite a cool one. Craft Treaker, that's very useful for for server admins. Ender tanks, that's cool. Okay, right, so we're just pretty much at the stage of throwing mods in, aren't we? Okay, let's see if it's going to work now or if we're going to get some issues. If it works, it proves how robust Curse Voice Pack is and shows you how good that is. If it doesn't work, if it crashes, which is what I'm actually hoping for, I can show you how to deal with some crashes. Now obviously the more mods you add, the longer it takes to load, and it will use more more RAM up. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry for not cutting these bits out, but I wanted it to be one for one to what I've done on the live stream. Okay, it looks like we're not going to get a crash. We might when we go to load up a new level. Okay, right. So it's loaded up. We can't play it straight away to test it out, so we go to quick game because we've made the config files. Like I say, first time you load it up, you make all these config files. It is a good idea to go through each config. We're not going to go through each config right now while I'm doing the video, but we're going to go through some of them. I say no. Okay. So ender tanks, you can see the range. You should see like storage and everything. You can see you can change what items is used. Minimum capacity. So let's say the maximum capacity it holds and its zone in the range is up to 512. So let's say 512. 256 or increments of 16 up to 512 are very important in programming. They're very specific numbers. Alright, how many pump upgrades can a tank have? We'll max that out at 8. So you get the idea. You can just basically play around with it, get it to spot on how you want it. So we save it. Let's see, config files. Is there anything else we need to edit while we're in here? Okay, right. We'll say no for now. Now remember what I was saying about different types of ores. I'm pretty sure Tinker's Construct also adds some types of ores into World Gen. So if we go to World Gen, cobalt and iodine. That's right, it doesn't add tin or copper. I'm pretty sure in 1.710 it added tin and copper. Okay, so let's close that down. Let's load up the game and I'll show you a bit more. So play. Once we make sure it loads up into a world, I will then show you how to create, how to share it with your friends, and then I'll show you how to create a server. Sharing it with your friends using the Curse Voice pack, Curse Voice Minecraft pack, so easy, so ridiculously easy. It's why I prefer this client over all the others. Now we're just waiting for it to load. Suppose I can have some more coffee. Yeah, when you start to get like into the 200 mod area, that's where you'll start to get a bit more issues. Okay, right, so we'll go into single player. We'll create a new world. When you create a new world for yourself, go into more world options and make sure you choose biomes of plenty, because that's what we've added. Obviously if you don't add biomes of plenty, don't worry about it. Right, we'll leave that blank. We'll call it new world because it's not one we're going to be playing right now. You just want to make sure that it loads into the game, that it doesn't crash. It's nothing worse than sitting there spending ages making your client, loading it up, thinking it works, and then it doesn't go into a world, it just crashes. Okay, so we've gone in. Exercise. Have we got F3 on or something? That's weird that we've got all that in the back at the top. Don't quite know why we've got that. Day 0623 biome beats light 15. Mod has added that, but I don't know what it is. Restricted to 60 frames per second on purpose. Just want to say a quick thing about frames per second. If your Minecraft is running at 400 or 300 or 500 frames per second, turn VSync on. Because what you're doing is you are stressing up your graphics card for absolutely no reason. if you turn VSync on, it'll put it at the maximum frame rate of your monitor. My monitor's pretty crap. I like it, but it can only do 60 frames per second. Yours might be able to do 120. But yeah, don't overstress your graphics card. Extra frames are not really essential. But anyway, we've loaded. We can see oil. We can see stuff like the book and everything. We know it's loaded the game. Okay, so let's move on. So we're going to quit out. Okay, so you've got this wonderful client set up. You know it works, and your mate Mole wants to play the game with you. So let's say you've loaded it back up and you've gone, right, okay, yeah, fair enough, we'll play it together. So you click on Minecraft and you click on tutorial and you go up to this little dot, which is a menu, and this time you want to go to its sport profile. But before you do that, go to open folder and go into the mods folder, and you see this 1.89 folder, delete it. Alright, trust me on that, delete it. Now, basically, anything in that 1.89 folder gets automatically downloaded when the client runs. So this just makes it a smaller file. Okay, so we click on here, we go to export profile, make sure config folder is loaded, make sure mods folder is loaded, so make sure those two have ticks on. Don't have to worry about anything else unless you want to save, unless you want to share your save file with your friends. If you've got a Minecraft server already configured in the menu, you'd find a server.dat file and you can click that and you can share it with your mate as well. So there's profile name tutorial, and this is package 1.0. So we click OK. This comes up and we say OK to that, so we're just going to save, and I'm going to show you where that is in a second. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to go into that folder. So there's the tutorial folder, which we can get into through open folder, and we want to go right back to Minecraft. Now can you see where it says export, and you can see tutorial-1.0, and it's only 108 kilobytes. You might be thinking, well, 108 kilobytes, that's not an entire client. I'm going to show you why it is. So if I copy the instance name, you don't have to do this, I'm just sort of showing this off to like that. F2. Basically, rather than delete this folder, I'm doing it like this. Okay, instances is where it stores all your instances. So there's tutorial, there's my craft reborn, etc, etc. Okay, if I go back, if I come out of this, is it going to let me? Is it going to force me to reboot? Okay, let's reload the Minecraft client. I'm trying to show you what your friend would see when they load it up, because you say, go get the Curse Voice pack, Curse Voice Minecraft pack, and they'll be like, right, yeah, we'll do that. I've got too many icons on here. There we go, there's Curse. So obviously they won't see an instance. Okay, so we click on Minecraft. Right, see, no profiles currently selected. So you would send them that 108 kilobyte file. Right. So just to show you, so exactly, you'd say to them, right, click the create custom profile. Okay, they'll click it. So right, click import a previously exported profile. Right, so they click that. Alright, tell them to browse to wherever the file is stored. So in this case, here it is, it's straight in my export folder. I'll click it, and you'll see it starts installing. And what it's actually doing is it's taking all my configs, that's what the 108k was, and it's now downloading the mods. So that when you share it with your friend, you are sending them this tiny file, which is really quick to share with your mates. And the game is downloading the mods. This also means that you can legitimately share this with the public. You can put this up on forums, etc, etc, because you are not sharing the mods. They are being downloaded from Curse, with the mod developer's permission. You know, they put them on Curse knowing that this can happen. Alright, so if we click play, this pops up. It'll take a little bit longer to load, because what it will actually do is it will download baubles or anything else that was in that 1.89 folder we deleted. if you've got a private mod that you want to add to it, that you don't want to share on the Curse Forge pack or is not allowed to be shared, stick it into the mods folder. Just drop it into the mods folder. The game will find it. When you export the profile, the game will see that the Curse Forge Minecraft client will see that the mod is not on Curse Forge, and will include it in the zip. So your zip size will increase. At that stage, you can only share it privately with your friends. Right? You could put it on the forums, etc., but don't, because if you're sharing a private mod, then you know there's a reason why they haven't put it on there. I'm just showing you that this is going to work from the 108k. Obviously we haven't got our world because that's disappeared because that wasn't saved. Let's go to biomes of plenty again, and we'll have the same settings we had before. Create new world. Don't be alarmed if it takes longer for the Minecraft client to load up on yours. I am using an SSD, not a particularly good one, not a particularly big one, but it does speed up load times wonderfully. Okay, so as you can see, we're loaded. A nice little village. Actually, this is quite a nice little area. So yeah, so let's quit out of this again, and I'm going to show you how to create a server. Now this is where things will get complicated. So at the moment we're on sort of easy kind of thing, and it will get a bit complicated in a minute. So you want to go to Forge Files, which is files.minecraftforge.net. Again, with the searching, if you do Forge Files into Google, the first result you get is Minecraft Forge Files server. So you click that. And by default it's defaulted to 1.89, but if you've installed 1.710, click on 1.710. If you install 1.89, you just click on 1.89. Obviously we'll default on here. The latest is 1.855. So we know we've got 1855 because we chose it when we were installing, but let's pretend we didn't know. We're not sure. We haven't done a server yet and we'd forgotten. We'll click the little dots, go to Profile Options. Now you can see current mod loader version 1855. This is also where you go to change the Forge version without having to create a new instance. So if we'd had lots of problems with 1855, we could drop it down to 1740, whatever. Yeah, you just click on it and it'll download it for you. So we know 1855. It is very important that the server and the client be on the same version of Forge. Okay, right, so download latest. I'm going to go for the installer for Windows. Obviously if you're on Linux, etc., you go for installer. Okay, we're going to get an advert thrown at us. Yeah, don't fall for anything in this screen, right? I really detest adverts like this because they are designed specifically to trick you. Alright, people should not be using these advert servers. Just don't do it. It's bad. Okay, right, so on the top, click skip, and we see it's downloading. Right, and let's close that window. Right, if you click on it and run it, now my antivirus might pop up and start doing stuff to make sure it's scanned. Right, it hasn't. Right, you want to click install server. So click the ... Now I have already created a blank folder called server. You want to create a blank folder first. So literally you guys know how to make a new folder. I don't really need to show you guys that. So create a blank folder wherever you want your server to be stored. Alright. So click on server, make sure it's there, click open. Has to be a blank folder. Alright, and we just say OK. Now it's going to do its thing. It's going to download the stuff it needs to download. Now you're going to find that this is ridiculously easy to create a server. Right, so it's okay. Come over to here. Right, click the dot dot dot. Open folder. I've probably got loads of these folders open now. What you want to copy across is your mods folder and your config folder. Okay. So copy them. Next up, if you want to use your save file as a world, say I wanted to use that, I would create a new folder and I would call it world. Go in there. And I'd copy everything that's inside the new world into that folder. I don't want to use a new folder at the moment, so I'm going to delete that world folder. Now, here comes this slightly tricky part. You need to make sure that you don't have any client only mods in the mods folder. This is why we installed light level. Right? Where is light level? Right, LL overlay. I know that this is a client only mod, or was last time I used it. So if we try and load up the server now, and you load up this one, Forge Minecraft, there is more advanced ways of loading up your server, by the way. This is the basic way that I'm showing you. Alright, so it starts loading it up. We should see an error in a minute. Basically because there is no client only code in the server. It's actually getting further than I thought it would. Maybe they've changed the light level. There we go. Although that might be the eula. Right, when you first load your server up, you'll create a folder called eula.txt. You open that up and you click on true. Obviously, if you've never read it before, you go to this link here, account.mogen.com documents Minecraft eula, and you read through all of it and understand the whole thing. I'll trust you to do that. Once you finish doing that, change eula to true and save it. Okay. Load up your server again. Hopefully we'll get that crash this time so I can show you what to do. They are making Minecraft more and more robust with each update, making it to the point where it's becoming very hard to show you guys crashes so that we can fix them. This is a good thing, really, you know. While we're waiting for all this to load up, I will also explain that if you want your server to run with your mates connecting to it, you're going to have to do port forwarding, etc, etc. I'm not going to go into port forwarding. There is tons of guides which will explain it way better than me, and I don't want to go through my router configuration live on a stream because I feel that would be stupid. And yeah, it's just dealt with it. It's accepted that mod. Okay, there is a mistake we've made at the moment, so I'll explain in a few minutes. Okay, right, so it's created this world folder. You'll see it's created a world. Yeah, there's some EMC exploits, etc. That's fine. That's because I'm using Project E. Okay, so if we want to stop this server, all we do in this text box is type stop. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the world folder. Okay. I'm going to go into server.properties and we edit with notepad++. Now where it says leveled default, you want to put the biomes aplenty one. I cannot remember what the biomes aplenty one is at the moment, so if I do biomes aplenty server, we should be able to find it on Google. Biomes aplenty onto the server. I think it's, there we go. So biome sop. So change default to biome sop and it will use that one. Make sure that there are no spaces. So you see I deleted that space. Make sure it's no spaces. Also notice world size, delete that by default. Server port, that's for your port forwarding, etc. Maximum build height, yada yada yada. There's little settings you can change in here. Okay. Right, we'll save that. And we'll come back to the server and we'll load it up again. I've just got to wait for it to load. While it's loading, we're going to load up the client. Obviously these are going to take a bit longer to load because we're doing them both at the same time. Different hard drives though. Bear in mind, to run a server and a client at the same time, you need a relatively good PC. If you add a ton of mods, you'll need a very good PC. Just to say as well, if you decide you don't want a mod, say you didn't like extra utilities, you added it because it looked cool, but you started playing and no, it just looked horrible when you start playing with it, etc, etc. So you want to remove it from your server. When you load your server up again, your server will go, whoa, there's some blocks missing here. We used to have this, but it's gone. And you have to type in fml continue. It will come up in a text what you need to type in. But you just say, go for it. And it will load your world, it will make a backup of your world, and it will load your world with these blocks missing. You don't want to do that very often because you'll start to corrupt the world, but again, it's fairly robust. Okay, so we've got the server loaded up in the background. If we click over here, we can see it there. If we click on multiplayer, and go to direct connect, and I'm going 127.0.0.1, and I'm hoping I haven't unplugged my microphone. Testing, testing, testing. Yep, that's fine. Alright, 127.0.0.1 is your local loop back. You wouldn't give this to your friends to join your server. You would do port forwarding and you would give them your IP address. Again, follow guides for that. That's much more. There are better experts that know that kind of thing. Alright, so we'll click join server. And logging in. If you've used your save file, you probably will not appear where your character was before, because the location of yourself by your player is slightly different. Alright, as you can see, I'm not getting full frames per second. Ah, bunnies! Oh, God, evil. But as you can see, we're on the server, and if I click on over here, I should be able to see myself on here. Supers and achievement taking inventory. So you see that I'm there. I'm connected. I'm on the server. So, yeah. Oh man, evil, 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 evil. Let's disconnect before the evil bunnies kill me. Okay. So I've shown you how to create your own client, your own modded client, and choose your own options for what you want to have, your own mods, etc. I've shown you how to configure your mods. I've shown you how to create a export of your mod folder, of your instance to share with friends and how easy it is for them to click and add it on. And I've shown you how to create a server using your mod files. I've also shown you how to run the server and connect to it. I've glossed basically over that. I think I've covered everything. So if you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you for watching this far on YouTube, because it's quite a long video. Please be sure to hit like and to hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you've got any questions, ask them in comments. I'm pretty good at responding to my comments. Don't tend to leave any comments unanswered unless they are spam. If you've got any issues at all, just ask it and I will help. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it helps, and have fun.